Hello everybody, this is a video response to the video response on the Teammates FTM site. It is a video called FTM Relationships. You can look it up, I'll put a link. But I'm breaking this up into pieces so that I don't get off topic, because I really do, Taryn, I think that's what your name is, I appreciate your opinion immensely. And first of all, before I really get into this, I really do want to apologize to you. Whoever deleted Reese's comment, I'm going to find out who it was and I'm going to talk to them. Because the last thing that we want to do is silence people, as you put it. That was not, if I had known about it beforehand, I would have done something about it. And I really do truly apologize that that happened, because I really do think that you are an educator and you are a strong woman with great opinions. And I do not want anyone to be silenced. And I think that your boyfriend probably has good opinions. I didn't get to see it, obviously. But I really do value and respect your opinion. So before I really get into this video and talk about my problems with this video, I really wanted to let you know that I respect you. I really do. As much as our opinions will not mesh in this video, and it will seem like it seems like in your video you are sort of attacking. And this video does not, I don't want my video to seem like that. But I am going to say my opinions. But I do want you to know before we get into this that I respect you immensely. So that's my first part of the video. My number one problem with this video was, first of all, I would have respected your opinion much, much more if every time you mentioned the Teammates FTM site, you had done so in a mature way, instead of sitting there every time you said the name using a tone of disdain and rolling your eyes, because I think that was very immature of you. So that's my problem number one. Secondly, you said, and I want to get it right, so I wrote it down, and I wrote down a lot of my thoughts so I didn't let my mouth run away with me, because I do feel very passionately about this, is our identity is tacked onto our relationship, and it is an erasure of self. What our men need is what we're all about. Basically paraphrasing that part. And you were, I'm kind of reading this off, you're implying it is only our partner's needs and desires, implying that we define ourselves through our relationship with our men, saying his wants and desires and needs are more important. Now, before I get into this, you do say it is important to be supportive, which I agree. I think that it is very one-sided, and I'm sorry, ignorant, to assume that just because we talk about what our boyfriends sort of need, as saying that's all we're about. My boyfriend, for one, is very supportive of me, everything I want and need. I go to college, I have a job, I'm a singer, I do acting, I am very, very into web design, and he supports me through all of my endeavors. I want to lose weight, he supports me through that. He's very, very supportive. And the only reason that we talk about what is going on in our men's life is because the reason for this site was because I was getting so many messages through MySpace after I made the dating someone who is FTM video. And even before that, I'd gotten messages about how I dealt with certain situations, like going to the pool and your boyfriend not wanting to take his shirt off or get in the water because his binder would get wet, sex, talking about what we plan to do if we choose to have children, which I'll get into that whole motherly thing later, talking about packing, about certain social situations, things like that. I got so many questions about it that this channel was made, so it wasn't just my experiences, but every other girl's, well, not every other's, but at least 14 men and women, and I mention men because you said over and over again, women, 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 and we have a man on our channel. But anyways, that's a footnote. And basically, just we started talking about these things because people asked us about them. I don't do this for my health. I do it because I want to help people. I do it because I'm asked to do this. And we're asked to talk about these things and about our men and about how we deal with it and if we've gone through these situations. Because what I noticed is a lot of these people and partners feel very alone. They feel like, they feel like they're the only ones going through certain things. And you can't say as a partner that you've never gone through these kind of struggles, because everyone has. Everyone's gone through these things. And the purpose of this site is to show that people aren't alone and that we have dealt with these things. So when you basically said that our entire life is about our men's want and desires, and you basically, without saying it, basically implied that we're like malignant tumors and we feed off of our boyfriends, we're attached to them. And that's not true. My boyfriend does things for me, and not even just my boyfriend. I have friends outside of him. I have a life outside of him. It's YouTube. You don't see that part because you don't need to. It's my life. Like, I don't want you knowing about who my friends are or what I do with my daily life all the time. Like, I do update on my personal page, but I don't say anything too personal. Like, you just don't see the outside life. And I know someone commented also saying that you can't make a judgment about people from a channel. So that's how I feel about just saying we cater to their wants and desires. Yes, I do cater to Jace's wants and desires just as much as he caters to mine. We want the best for each other. We want what each other want. And that's the long and the short of it. Also, a side note, I think my third point, or I don't know, I'm not even keeping track anymore. It's going to be a two-part. You say that even the YouTube names, like My Man, My Trans Man, Heather's thing is My Trans Man, you say that it backs up how much we are apart and how much basically we tack onto our men. And I'm sorry, but you can't judge someone by a YouTube name. I mean, it's a YouTube name. You can't. And that's all I have to say about that. Nextly, you say that on the channel all we talk about is our men. And I wrote down what I wanted to say because I didn't want to get too off. But I said, well, yes, this site is about their experiences along with our own. And I, for one, talk about how I feel in certain situations every time. And I also talk about it as much as he feels, because I can't, if I'm in a situation, I have to talk about how it made him feel, to talk about what I was going through and how I feel. It's double-sided. And the site's purpose is not to make women latch on and become a doormat, but to know how to deal with certain difficult new situations. And if something is requested, once again, we will talk about it and how we deal with it. These are our personal experiences, as I've stressed over and over again, but no one seems to get it. You may have a different experience. We're not generalizing these experiences. These are our own experiences, what we've gone through and what they've gone through. This is how I've dealt with it. I just realized that this is gonna have to be a two-part video, like another video, because this is longer than I wanted it to be. But the next thing was, you said that we're codependent in relationships, that we could be codependent, and that you can't put it all on our partners, it's our fault too. And I agree. You basically address that we're codependent, we want to take the motherly role, and we want the dependency. First of all, Parker's a guy, and I'm sorry to be sarcastic, but this really got to me because I'm not maternal. And I'm not the kind of person to be like, oh, you poor little baby, I'm going to take care of you. And I know that sounds immature, but I'm trying to get across to you that that is not my personality. When Jace is being a really big baby, I look straight at him and I say, cut it out. You're being a baby, you'll be fine. That is the way I am. But when Jace is sitting there crying in a bathtub because of his dysphoria, I'm not going to sit there and not help him. I'm not going to sit there and do that. I don't just date FTM men. I don't. I've dated biological males, women, and FTMs. I've dated everyone. I don't just date people for their dependency. I've been in relationships where I haven't seen someone for 2 weeks because we just didn't need to see each other. Like, I don't have an inner need to be motherly to anyone. And Jace doesn't need me, and I certainly don't help that much unless he really needs it when he's having a dysphoric moment to secure his masculinity. Jace has enough security in his masculinity for me, you, the rest of YouTube, and then some. So I think that even though your point is valid and it may be true for others, it's not true for us.